what's up? It's Saturday. It's Sunday, isn't it? It's Sunday. These days are going by really quickly. We're on our way back to Contact at the Desert. I don't know if I'm doing a good job about vlogging and going live, so I might be missing some things. But hey, it's cool. Whatever. All right, I'll see you around. Hey guys, we've been shopping somewhere, as you can see, but we're going to go to Corey's workshop. Yeah, we'll have like a 5-hour break. I think we're gonna go swimming after this, which will be really fun. And then we're gonna go to Stephen Greer's intensive, which will be really, really cool. So, talk to
And emerging with this existence, it's time to combine with the higher wisdom.
Oh, hey, check this out. Look at you, girl. How do you feel?
I definitely feel just like this. I can definitely feel like this oscillating current, and I don't know if it's because I'm recording this just this, but you can feel it from the top to here. It's pretty.
It's like a tube from your head. Yeah.
Out the chip with these fancy pliers. Back in the day, they hung them like flyers. When you understand the game.
So we just came out of Corey's workshop. It was really cool. It was basically just a Q&A. So he let a lot of people from the audience, including me, yay, ask a question. And he had a couple other people with him. I believe the one on the left's name is Justin, I think, and the one on the right's name is Jordan. Jordan has a YouTube channel, so I wanted to ask him, you know, his advice for us and other people that are trying to, you know, connect. You know, like we all want to. I might cut out because I'm under trees again, but we're all here to, you know, be a part of this world and to manifest the reality that we want. And one of the questions someone asked was, what's the plan B for all of this? And I loved his answer because he said, focus on plan A.
He said plan B is plan A.
Yeah, because if you think, oh well, what if this, and you start thinking about what could happen, you're going to manifest that, and we don't want that. We want to stick with plan A. Full disclosure, it's going to be wonderful, it's going to be traumatic like he said, but we can all work together, work through it, and that's why we're doing this. That's why we're here. And oh my goodness, I have to show this view. Look at that.
Look at this. Is that snow?
Yeah, it is up there on that mountain. We're right there.
It's like 90 degrees and there's snow over there.
Look, okay, see these Lion King trees over here? That's what I'm calling those. I don't know what they are, but they're Lion King trees for sure. For sure. It was really wonderful. Corey seemed like he really wanted to speak with us. I went up to him before it started because some other people were, and I told him about our shirts, that we'll have more, you know, info about that later, but he said that we could give it to him his shirt tomorrow. I'm really excited about it. I keep stuttering.
Thug life.
What's your name?
Noah.
Noah?
Hi, Noah.
Hi. What's your names? Yeah.
Sabrina.
Noah. Cool.
Sterling.
Sterling. Yeah, I'm a volunteer actually, but I wanted to get my Thug Life shirt out
There you
there
go.
today. I jumped in the pool with it and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are the things I see.
Yeah.
People are doing it over
She's
there.
teach me how to see those for a long time now.
Yeah.
Because I see those things all the time. I'm like, what is it?
You can probably just do it right here.
You can do it anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are.
kind of have
Yeah,
to
you
do
do
your
it anywhere.
goggle eyes. So we'll do it. I'll show
Yeah.
you.
Guys,
Okay.
if you look right over that direction, I'll stand here.
Uh-huh.
I've just seen like 4 of them.
You do the double raccoon eyes like this,
Oh, okay.
and then you just look at the blue, and then just kind of like look beyond the blue. And just relax, and then pretty soon you see kind of, they almost look like you're at the top of like a gushing sort of white firework. I don't know.
Big little bubbles.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see one.
Little bubbles like pop in and out of existence.
They're going in like all directions.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
they're not like floaters. Like when you move your legs left and right,
Yeah.
you can move the floaters. But yeah, no, they look. It's almost like you're traveling through a little dimension.
You can still see them. They're everywhere. They're just throughout the world. It helps if there's sun, and it helps if you're just looking at the sky. That brightness, somehow it brings them out more. You can look at the ground and see them, but it's a whole lot easier to see them in the sky.
They're like white.
Right now.
It's like the 4th of July.
Yeah, it really
Like
is.
fireworks.
Yeah, it's like fireworks, but I think of them as like little bubbles, and they just kind of dance around in front of your eyes, and they're all the way across.
Do you know what they are?
I have no idea. I've been wondering that for
Are
years.
they like little ET love bubbles?
Maybe, hopefully.
I don't know.
Sponsored by LaCroix.
They could be
Yeah.
some sort of I think we should go talk to those people and see what they say. I've
Yeah.
never met anybody who's seen them on their own. I've been able to teach them.
40 people just
but-
saw them.
That's insane.
Because they all did the
Yeah.
raccoon eyes.
I have heard that there are orbs and spheres coming into our, you know, galaxy right now, and that might be like, you know, there are sphere beings that are actually just conscious bubbles floating, so that is possible.
Yeah.
Maybe we've just summoned them because we're all.
I'm sure we have.
Well,
There's
you
so
can
many
see them
people
everywhere.
here.
You can see
Oh,
them
yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah.
They're all over. You can see it any day of the year.
I heard they said they built this on a portal.
There's multiple vortexes around here. Like
Around
I
here,
think
yeah.
17. I want to say
17?
vortexes.
Some dude
Yeah.
said he was like sitting in a tree the other day, and he was in like feeling the portal energy.
Nice.
We're just trying to give people an opportunity to experience contact in the desert that can't afford it to come, or the
Totally.
trip, or. And I'm honestly amazed that we were able to be here. I'm so happy
Yes.
that we made it.
Let's go check out those other people, and we will see you later.
Yeah.
Appreciate that I'm here and I'm using that energy to, you know, try to send it to you guys. I really want you to feel it here. And Corey has been very, very direct about wanting every person, all of you, everyone to use their creative energy in whatever way they can to help spread this movement and to do it in a positive way. And I love that there is no separation. It's so very positive and loving. And I don't know, I'm really honored that we get to even be here. So, okay, I think now we're going to take a bathroom break and then go to the tent and eat lunch and then go to the pool.
Yeah, probably.
Because we have until like 9 o'clock before. Wait, it's only 1. There's something else, isn't there?
I don't know. We'll have to look at the schedule.
Okay.
But we'll post a little bit more about Corey too, because I don't think you finished your conversation. You were talking about how you asked the question and how he answered our question.
Okay, I'll put a pin in that. Wait, no, okay, because I'm gonna lose my energy.
Yeah,
now.
I know. Just
Okay.
do it now.
Okay, so let me recreate the moment. The question I was going to ask Corey was how can any of us who think that we might have been involved in the Secret Space program, how we would find out that's true or not. I did not ask that question because every single time I watch one of these workshops of his, someone asks that question and it just gets like, you just do it. I was listening and Jordan, I want to connect with him and like I don't know if I'm gonna get another chance to, so I want to ask him a question. So I like raised my hand and I was assertive and I practiced my assertive life lesson that I've been told I need to work on. I introduced us and I said, hey, like we want to do what you're doing. Do you have any advice for us getting started? And he gave us some really good advice, which I was like blissed out. And Corey chimed in and he seemed very interested because of the talks that he's been giving about how he wants people to be involved. And I'm just blanking. Like, do you remember any of it? 'Cause,
Okay.
like,
So she says, so she has a little microphone, right? I got a picture of this microphone.
You did?
Yeah, and she says, okay, my question is actually for Jordan. And I was like, oh my gosh. So, because it was so funny and everybody kind of like looked like that's surprising. It was perfect.
What do you mean?
No, I'm not judging. Don't get me wrong. I'm not judging. It was perfect. It was perfect. But anyway, it was just really funny to see their reactions. It was beautiful. And I think it gave power to the other two guys that were there as well. And so I think it actually kind of helped with the message of it's not just Corey, right?
It's everyone.
Yeah. So I thought it was really good. But the faces, it was beautiful. She said, you know, you're a YouTuber. We want to get into it. How do we do it? Basically, to summarize.
Just do it!
Just do it. So Corey said that it was very important to do this for the right reasons, like to make sure that it's about love and not just about like ego, obviously. We are all here to love and share experiences together. There's books I've been reading lately by Gabrielle Bernstein. She is wonderful. I really recommend her, but really like teaching you like what the ego is and how to dismiss it. You know what I mean? So like it was really helpful, and I like that he said that. It helped me. I've been keeping notes about every single synchronicity I'm experiencing, and like day one I had like a big long list. Now there's not every single one, it is most of them because there have been so many, and this happens to me all the time, but I really wanted to document it well for this trip. Yeah, so just make sure that like your ego is in check. So you have the choice as something happens to you to view it with love or to view it with anger and resentment. If something happens to you, you can see it and you can decide that I'm going to see this in a positive way. I'm going to see this with love. It's actually something I learned while I was dreaming. We do a lot of astral projection work. For me, it starts off like a lucid dream. And so like you're in a dream and you realize you're dreaming and you're like, I can do whatever I want. So instead of choosing to do like dumb human things? Why not do things that are cool and crazy, right? One thing that I do is I find a mirror, which is my tool that I use. A lot of people say finding a clock works for them. I always find a mirror and I'll look into the mirror and I will demand astral travel. I will demand it. And what happens is things will vibrate like a jackhammer is on your back. Like, it is crazy. And a lot of times I will actually dive into the mirror, and when I do that, everything kind of goes black and I'm still shaking at the time. There's just been so many experiences, and I'll share as many as you guys want. My point is, you can demand things just like you can in your dreams. So sometimes while I'm in astral projection experiences, I'll be in a situation where I want to heal someone, and I will demand it. Like, if you're like, you have to make the intention, like, hey, this is gonna happen right now. You can take that over to your waking life, and that's something that I've really gotten lately. Like, oh duh, like, of course.
So anyway, so we've both had dreams about Corey and David, and we've both had dreams about going to some sort of school. At kind of the end of her conversation, she started to sit down, and so he was talking about being genuine. Corey said, and he looked me right in the eye, people can tell when you're being genuine. And I've seen that exact look of his. I'm just like, oh my God, that was exactly how like the way his face was positioned, the way his eyes were looking at me. I've seen that exact look.
And most
before.
of this was before we even knew contact was coming up to make plans.
Yes.
Like, I remember having, I don't really want to go into, I guess, all the details because we're kind of like pushed for time, but I remember having a specific dream where I met Corey, I shook his hand, I thanked him, and then I went to go meet David, but we were at some kind of conference with him, and I did take a selfie in my dream, okay? So, and then, like, the next week, I think it was on Fade to Black, we heard about contact, and I was like, holy crap.
On May 11, a shroom dropped from heaven along with a friend, all out blessing. Little did I know I was gonna learn a lesson about the universe, a good message up. It all started with emotion I suppressed that came to the surface. Now I'm a mess. Now it's time to move into another great dimension. Different colors in my vision, figure eight when I ascended. Listen, this wasn't a walk in the park. It felt like my whole world was falling apart. I was plagued by confusion, repetitive movement, walking back and forth. Delusion. So I grabbed my keys and started speeding. Couldn't even see the street signs or read them, but I made it home safe that evening. Grateful, I guess we got friends for a reason. And now we are bros for life. And now we are bros for life. And now we are bros for life. It was a crazy night.
I'm supposed to psychosis, it's what overdoses. I'm zooming now, I'm zooming down the alleys of a lost mind at dark time. Elevated, now I'm fighting hell insane. What is real? Pistol still munching on my last meal. Still the wheel, killers feel, fighting back the thorn and chill. Climb on top of Bunker Hill, so gotta go, gotta get a pot to go. Hold on, bro, staying clear, time to be a man. Here's no prison tonight. You're battling with your demons, so I'm swinging a knife, popping a 9. The 905, oh, will this be my ride home? I'm tired doing time for these dimes out this asshole. Demons in my lasso, building up our castle, no hassle. I am my fam, we do demand. I am my fam, we do demand. I am.
You know how Sterling and I have been saying, like, everything that Corey and David have been saying in their workshops, it's synchronizing with exactly what we've been talking about. We've both been having dreams about them, going to school with them and stuff like that. So maybe the reason why we know everything that they're talking about ahead of time before they talked about it is maybe they've already told us. This has been a big synchronicity thing for us this whole weekend, this whole workshop. For you, what did we talk about just this morning?
Oh, like how I eat as, like, to comfort myself.
And so what happened to you? You went to a workshop that talked about cleansing food and all of these positive, good things about food. And apparently this is some sort of magical conference because you just experienced the exact same thing with what were we just talking about just this morning about your issues with food and how, you know, you use food instead of getting it as fuel and energy for your body as a comfort. And so you sneak snacks, you know, that are bad for you shouldn't have because you're like, oh, nobody's looking, I can have this or whatever. And now you go to a workshop that talks about the energy of food and how you can energetically cleanse your food and also there's stuff, so it's like you heard exactly what you needed to hear.
Synchronicities, like, abound, and just, like, the things I've chosen to go to have been real, like, you know, ooh. So I mean, it's cool. Yeah, the one I went to, he was talking about how he got pulled out of his body, and he's like astral traveled and things like that, and he got stuck in a different body in a different planet in a different universe, and basically how like our consciousness is living multiple lives at the same time, because time's a fabricated structure. So like your consciousness has separations in it to where like he was this little kid on this other planet, at the same time he's a 30-year-old adult on this planet. We are more than just this dimensional being. We're a multi-dimensional being.
That's interesting. Robert Monroe talks about a similar concept, but he talks about how he talks more about incarnating on Earth, but he says that you can actually incarnate into different bodies at a time. He said that's very stressful on your soul to do that. And some souls can handle it and some souls can't handle it. But he does talk about how like he's been told by the other beings. What's interesting about Monroe is that part of his experiences, he was actually meeting himself in different times.
Yeah.
So he met himself in the future, and kind of like towards the end of his book, he finds out that one of the main guys he's been talking to, who's like this super, super advanced being, is actually himself from way far in the future. And then he meets other parts of himself, and he actually helps himself. Maybe about 10, 12 years ago, I was just sitting out in nature, just relaxing, and I was looking up in the sky, and I started seeing these white, I call them bubbles. They look like clear bubbles to me, and they just pop everywhere. They just kind of go like this, and they're just in front of your eyes, just moving around. And sometimes they'll kind of move like this, sometimes they'll just go like this. When I was in Hawaii with Court, I saw them again. So when we were in Hawaii, I taught Court how to see them, and he's the only other person that I've known who can see them. When we were going live on Facebook, we ran into this guy, we were walking around, and he said there was people over in a group talking about that very thing. Like there's 40 people talking about it, right? And so I was like, oh my gosh. But it turns out, we asked people, that it's Patty Greer was teaching people how to see those little bubble things. And the other guy was describing it as like fireworks, like a white fireworks show. That's a very accurate description. You can actually see these things anywhere. You can be in a dirty city. You can be in Hawaii on a mountain. You can be anywhere. Now, you're going to see them more clear the better your environment. The worse your environment, they're not as clear, and you can't focus on them as much. When I was in Hawaii, there actually saw like a circle with black dots in them, because they were so clear. They looked different. So I don't know what they are. And I'm hoping I can meet Patty at some point to be like, girl, you're the only other person that I've known independently from me who can see it, that discovered it on your own, or whoever taught her, I don't know. But I can teach other people to see it, but I've never met anyone who's just seen it.
I bet you that she says it's an ET group, and that's what I think.
What's funny is I was just watching some earlier when I was laying at the pool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yay.
I was like, let's tune everything out. And then I was like, oh, this is kind of like when we laid on the beach in Hawaii. This is like, I guess I've always described it almost like a soda fizz. Like
that's
like,
what it looks like to me.
Like, you know, like bubbles coming in and out, and just in the sky. It's all clear, but it's like, there's definitely something just moving around, you know.
Yeah. Well, people have questioned me because I've tried to explain this before, and this is, I think, kind of why I stopped paying attention for a while. Are they floaters or all that sort of stuff? Is it your eye? I'm like, no, it's not a floater. It's something completely different.
It hasn't started yet. We're actually going to go somewhere else, I think, but we're all meeting here. So we're excited. Yeah, we're super excited. We're looking to check it out. Woo. It's just been kind of like a chill day, so I don't know. I'll catch you up later, alright?
And now we are bros for life. And now we are bros for life. And now we are bros for life. Oh shit, that was a crazy night.